Hello people, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Helen T, and I love you. Yes, so today we are having a good discussion, a very nice one. I hope you're going to enjoy it. But before we start, please let us subscribe. Just go to YouTube, search Helen T, and subscribe, and please share to your friends and ask them to subscribe. Yes, tell a friend to tell a friend to search Helen T on YouTube and subscribe. Tunainua dada, tunasaidia dada. So what are we going to talk about today? I hope you're going to love with people. We are going to talk about distance relationships. We get so many couples that don't stay together, but they love each other. Hey, you got married while you were staying together. Shortly after your wedding, maybe shortly after you started living together, he got that transfer or he got a good offer somewhere else, and he had to move away from where you stay or from home. What happened when that time comes? Yes, when such a time come to your life, the first thing that you should have to do is to accept, because there is nothing you can do. You need this job, you need that work, you need that money you are going to get. So what do you do at first? You accept as the lady or as the man that my spouse is going to move away. You accept. And the moment you accept that you are going to stay away for some times, it becomes easy for you are living, because still you are together but apart. What do I mean? Yeah, you still staying together but you are apart. I remember the first time when my husband had to move away. I really had a hard time when he moved. Yes, I was so happy he's going to do some good things, but at the same time it was so touching. I could not settle, like, yeah, he has gone. It took me some months before I accepted, and I learned that people should accept when such opportunities come. Yes, we are accepting that he got this job or she got this job, but you haven't accepted that he is moving away. He's going to you are going to stay apart. It becomes so hard. So the first thing that you should do, please accept. Kubali ameenda kuishi huko mbali, na sio makosa, na sio makosa yako ama yake, inabidi. And because people look for greener pastures, no, you just say, yeah, God, if that is your will, let it be done. So after accepting, there is a lot of things that you should do to continue loving each other, to continue staying together though apart, to continue maintaining that relationship, to continue growing together. There is some certain thing, and there are common things that we also have to learn and do them in case such a time comes to our life. Yeah, the first thing that you have to maintain and to do is to continue trusting your spouse. Please, isikuwe eti kwa sababu ameenda now, you start thinking like, oh, what is he going to do? Oh, what is he doing? As days goes by, months, years, you start drawing your trust away from him. Mwamini, yeah, you call him, maybe ako busy, he didn't pick your call, and you are at his deck, he's away. So why are you mad? Maybe he got busy, maybe his phone was not working well, or maybe sometimes hatakuwa na airtime ya call back, or maybe he had a lot of things to do and he forgot his phone. But because you are on his neck, like he should receive my calls because he's away, you feel like, oh no, let me find him. There is no need to do that. Please trust your spouse while he's away. When he tells you something that this got me, yeah, it is true. And if he's lying, that is him or her. Sio shida yako wewe. You are okay and you trust him. Maintain that trust, please. Make sure that you trust him. When he tells you this is happening, this is not happening, please don't do that. Please do this. Be ready. and continue trusting this person. Another thing that we should maintain is the love. Isipotee hiyo mapenzi vile ilikuwa mkipatana mkioana, maintain that love, because many people when they stay away the love seems to fade away and mpaka inafika mahali wana separate, but I don't think that is a good reason to do such a thing. Please, the moment you started to live together, God knew hawa watu ninaweka pamoja, but with time I'll separate them, but their love should remain. That is why God allowed you to marry him or allowed you to marry her. So if God didn't want you to marry him, or God did want you to be his person or her person, hangewaweka pamoja. In fact, angekubali tu maisha iendelee mkikuwa apart, ama maisha iendelee kama huyo sio bwana yako ama bibi yako. But God loved it that when you stay together, you will make a good couple. So please continue loving this person even when he is away. Isikuwa ati because he has gone away now the love goes away, you draw your love away from him. Continue chatting, continue joking, continue playing, continue doing things that bring you together as a couple. So make sure unajispice, unampenda kila siku hata kama kauko mbali. That is another thing that we should do. Another thing that we should also continue doing is praying together. Usimwachie maombi kuwe ni yake tunako uko mbali. You don't know what he's doing. You ask God, you pray to God, you pray God to bind you together and to increase your love, because now you are away, you need to love each other while away. It gets so emotional sometimes. I know you can even start crying by yourself, like, what am I doing? Am I in sin? Am I not even thinking the right way? But God wanted it to be that way. So please continue praying for your spouse. Sometimes even you call him, you ask him to pray for you, even on phone. Akuombea. Sometimes unamwombea. Sometimes you say, today we tomorrow, or maybe a day after tomorrow, we'll have to fast for ourselves, maybe for our own progress, maybe for our children. And when praying, also remember your community, remember your in-laws and your people, because these people are ours and we stay with them. And the moment maybe your husband has gone away, you remain with your in-laws, and you know a lot of things happen with the in-laws, especially if maybe hawakutaka uolewe na kijana wao and fate brought you together. It can be too messy when he's not around. So you need to remember to pray for them, always keep them in prayers, ask God to protect them. Also ask God to give them a generous heart that will accommodate you when their brother or their sister is not around. So while praying to the person you love, also watch your cycle. Una watch wale watu unatembea na wao. Some people aren't so good to you, some people are so good but their hearts are really not good for you, but because they smile una feel like they are so hawa ni watu wazuri. So please watch your cycle, watch what kind of friends you walk around with. Sometimes you can get friends here, you go for dinner, you go mnaji enjoy, but they bring some other people wenye mkikuwa na wao huko, kumbe their intentions are not good for you. So please, while continuing to do that, make sure you watch what kind of people you walk around with. Some people maybe are not happy because you got this man and you married him. Maybe you don't know, but they want to maintain that friendship, they want to behave like you are friends. So watch about your friends also. Mnaweza kuwa mnaenda mnajienjoy, kumbe they're taking pics and sending like, since you left, look at what your wife is doing, since you this that is very bad. Another thing to do when your spouse is away, please, communication. Muonge. Make sure you talk. It doesn't matter what you are talking about, but muonge tu daku mdogo mdogo. You see, when you are staying away from each other, a lot of things are happening in your cycle and his cycle. He's making friends the other place. Also, you are staying here at home, you have to have people who you walk around with, people you talk to, people you tell things that are happening to your life, because he's not there. So while doing these kind of things, you have to communicate to your spouse. Isikue because alienda Yeah, because alienda, now you lose that communication. Apana, you still have to talk, you still have to tell him what you want, how you are progressing, what kids are doing. Unamwambia umemiss, because atajua aje. Wewe, you tell him. Anaye pia anakuambia amekumiss, you tell him, I want to do this kind of project, how do you feel it, how do you see it? He'll have something to tell you. He'll tell you this is a good thing, or please can you stop it, let's do another thing. You tell him, so this is what is happening, I went to see your parents, or maybe I want to see my parents. I'm getting into this chama, or maybe I want to do this kind of a thing. So make sure you communicate. The more you communicate, the more you draw together, and the more that love spices up. Another thing that you should be doing while you are continuing to communicate, you should be very careful with people we call not our friends really, but our spiritual. As Christians, we tend to believe, and we tend to think that we have our parents who are spiritual parents, and sometimes it gets messy because we trust them so much that we give them our space. We give them a lot of space in our heart, and things don't work well as sometimes is planned, because some of those people maybe are not good people. For instance, there is this person who was away from their wife, and they wanted to do a project, and the man, after sometimes the man saw that this project might not work well with the environment where my wife is. So he called the wife and asked her, please, can we stop this thing and do something else, or maybe we take a break and do something else. But the wife did not get it well. She saw it, hii lazima tufanye. So she resisted, akakataa kabisa. The husband akaona, let me call my pastor and ask him to give us directions, maybe because yeye ako kwa ground. So when the husband called the pastor, you know what he called? Like, pastor, I'm glad my family is doing good back at home, and I wanted to talk to you about this and this. And the pastor said, oh yeah, your wife had already informed them about that. And it was so bad. The man felt so bad, like, hey, bibi yangu anakimbia kwenda kuambia pastor vitu tuna plan mimi na yeye kufanya. You see that? So you need to be very, very careful about your spiritual father or your spiritual mother, because kwa nini huyu bwana kuoa mtoto wake akakuoa? They are also human. So you need to be very careful with that. Hata uko church penye unaenda, sometimes you need to be very careful. Some people use that as an excuse to destroy your marriages. So please be very careful. Another thing that we should take care of is our in-laws, from both sides, my side and his side. They love us. They tend to be caring about us. But do you know one secret? You took their brother, you took their sister, or you took their son or daughter. So they know that it's through this lady will go to our brother. It's through this lady that I will communicate and something will be done. So the moment he gets away, and they know sasa hayuko, lazima tukuwe tunapitia bibi yake, ama lazima tuongee na bibi yake, tu communicate na yeye ndio tuwasiliane tufanye kitu fulani. It gets really hard to some people. In fact, haipendezi. They can even start fighting you because wanaona sasa you see that. So please be very careful with them. Love them and take care of them. But also unafikiria, unaona, like, this is what we want to do. Can we share it with family or not? Let it be a surprise to them. Or mama wants his son to do this and this and this. Is it a good thing that I let him do, or I just tell him and I ask him to talk to mama in a polite way? You see, because they're family, and you cannot say they're not family. You left your family, you came to them, so you just have to take them as they are, understand them, and things will get well with that. Another thing that you need to do it to get busy. Usikae tu wewe unangoja tu upige simu, unangoja kesho upige simu. No, please, if you are still you stay at home uko ushago, make sure you are doing something good. Maybe unapenda kuenda church, you can join a band somewhere. You love to sing, you can join a band somewhere. You can join that choir, present worship. You also make friends there. You get busy in that. Or maybe you like farming, you can start your poultry farm, ama unaenda kwa shamba yako unajipea psych. Or maybe you like business, you can do something that makes you busy. The thoughts do not become too much on your head, because when you are busy sometimes you tend to forget what you should be thinking until you relax. So make sure you get busy. Another thing is to kujipenda. Usijiachilie saa because alienda kazi yako ni kuvaa dera 24/7. Hapana, make sure you do something. Make sure sometimes go do your nails, do your hair, go for that makeup, go for that massage. Enda ujispoil, go for shopping, take your children for chips kuku. It is not that expensive. Sometimes maybe you love to swim, go do some swimming there for 1 hour or 2 hours. Unajipenda, unaona you unaosha roho, because you know there is a lot of things in your heart though utaki kutuambia. So make sure unajipenda. Go look for that nice lotion yenye unajipaka unapendeza, not because your husband left you in the village. Sasa unataka ukae huko umedua tu, alafu watu wanaanza kumpigia simu. Buda, bibi yako siku hizi amechapa. Akiambiwa amechapa mara 2 mara 3, ataanza kutafuta mwenye hajachapa huko penye yuko, but hiyo isifanyike. So please love yourself. Ndio sometimes even if you take a pic, aione huko online ama umtumie, ana feel like wow, I'm missing this girl. But when you just think like you are just there, that is not a good thing. Another thing that we should avoid is insecurity. Please avoid insecurities. There is a lot of things that can make you feel insecure, but remember, this person is not around. Whatever you hear or whatever you are told may be true or may not be true. So please don't keep insecurities in your heart. If you feel like you want to talk to him about something that maybe he did something and you heard it from a friend, or maybe you called and he didn't pick, or maybe something happened that made you feel like, am I considered like I'm here? Am I still in his heart? Please make sure you communicate. Make sure you tell him that I'm feeling this and it is not a good feeling. Yeah, he will clear your head. So please don't be involved in insecurities. Insecurities kill a lot of marriage. In fact, sometimes your spouse may be not doing anything, maybe just a cool person. Yeah, hafanyi kitu yenye inaleta shauku ama tashwishi, but because your mind has been set like, yeah, you feel insecure, it brings a lot of issues mpaka unajitoa, and in his heart for sure he has done nothing. So please make sure that insecurities don't get to kill you. Another thing that we should be careful and avoid is infidelity. In fact, the Bible says that these things must not be mentioned among you. Infidelity should not be mentioned, but sasa sisi ni wanadamu, a lot of things are happening, and we tend to be so modern until we forget the roots that we are brought up with and the ways, the values that we are taught. So please, as you go on with your life, when your spouse is not around with you, avoid things that may lead you into impunity, things that may lead you into infidelities. Maybe you have a friend, but this friend anataka wewe pia ubambike, because anakwambia you think he's just seated there doing nothing. Wewe unajifanya hapa you love him, you are waiting for him. Do you think? No, please don't even allow someone to say such a things to your ears. Don't allow someone to bring things that will cause in you to go into infidelity and destroy your marriage. Remember, the Bible says that divorce is allowed only in infidelities. So akikupata umefanya kitu kama hiyo ya kudivorce, usiseme eti ni rafiki yangu alini-invite ama alinifanyia. Hapana, it was you. So avoid things that may lead into such paths. Please avoid them. So please let us keep in touch with our spouses. Spice that marriage, even if he's away. Talk to him. And make sure, another thing, make sure sometimes you do some visits. Sometimes hata kama ako huko mbali, you fly or he flies back. Isikuwe ameenda for 10 years and he will come after those 10 years. Actually, you will start having a family even too late, or even continuing with your family too late, because you hata gari inaendanga service inabadilishwa oil. So please make sure you go visit him sometimes. That act brings you together, warms your heart, and it increases that love. It will take you 6 to 7 months also to go back. So make sure una utilize your time nzuri, and that will glow and will shine. Alafu Mungu pia atawabariki. We need families to grow. We need to grow even financially. We need to grow spiritually. So keep that in mind. Please, alafu ninawapenda. So that's what we had for today. I hope it is going to make you grow in your relationship if you don't stay together with your spouse. And if you are planning to stay away, please make sure you listen to this and you put into practicals. Alafu Mungu awabariki sana. So I hope you are going to enjoy your day, guys. That's where we are stopping today, our discussion. But before we put off, please let us subscribe and subscribe.